says, right? And we says that Agada, it's like it's main idea of Agada. It's that we are not celebrate exile from Egypt on Pesach. Any nation in the world, what they celebrate in their holidays, they usually celebrate some historical event that happened many years ago. Like in America, they celebrate they win war between South and the North. So they celebrate this 4th July, Independence Day. What happened? Many years ago, 250 years ago approximately. Or in France, they celebrate the revolution that happened in 14 July 1784, 89. What happened? Bastille fell down. And they remember until now, today. And they celebrate what happened then. In Judaism, it's opposite. We never celebrate any event that happened in the past, because we relate to the past like there is like a present continuous, there is past continuous, or maybe eternal continuous, that all the time. We don't, any in our holidays, we don't celebrate any event. We celebrate the process that happened during all history, and this process has revelation in some certain day or some certain event, historical event. But really, it's a process, it's in ideas. We celebrate ideas. For example, on Rosh Hashanah, there is historical day that was the world was created, but we celebrate not the birthday of universe. We celebrate idea of judgment, that Hashem judge us. What does it mean that Hashem judge us? It means that that we have to be responsible in front of somebody of your life. Think about if there is no judgment, day of judgment, Rosh Hashanah, to whom you owe something, to whom you have to give any report or any to be responsible in front of whom? To whom? You do what you want. But when you know this idea that no, you have to give answer for your behavior, there will be day that you will have to pay for what you did. It's something else. It's changed your life. So we don't celebrate the day. We celebrate the idea. And also the same in any our holidays. For Sukkot. We don't say that, on this day they sit in Sukkot, in 15 of Tishrei. So what? It was in 15 of Nisan, and we celebrate only in Tishrei. But I say, okay, let's say, so what that it was that 3,300 years ago, Jews built Sukkot. Big deal. So what? After that, thousands of years, billions of people will make all kind of things, and why? Because something happened then. Why should I care what happens then? Of course not. We don't celebrate the fact that they open their umbrellas. Yeah, let's say, what's the difference? The day that they open their umbrellas, so what? Why should they build Sukkot today? I also should open umbrellas? No, there is idea. What's an idea? Idea in Sukkot, there are a lot of ideas, but one of the main idea is that in Sukkot we celebrate the fact that in the nature there is holiness. All our days, our festivals, we say that we above nature. For example, Pesach. Pesach, there is nothing natural. Pay attention. In Pesach, nothing natural. Everything is above. Matzah above the nature. It's in natural way. It should be bread. It won't be matzah, because there is process of I don't know how it's in English, that it became sour. Sorrow. Fermentation, yes, exactly, yes. That's what happened naturally, but we don't do it naturally. We open the sea. That is against of nature. We eat man. It's against of nature. We live 40 years in the desert. It's against of nature. We above nature in Pesach, but in Sukkot we emphasize the holiness in nature. That you take 4 types of plants, and you say we don't change them, we don't do with them something, as they are. And okay, it's an idea. So what's the idea in Pesach? Main idea of Pesach, it's freedom. We celebrate freedom, not the fact it's some historical event. It's true that historically this freedom appears in the world by that we got out from Egypt. But the main idea is something that happened all the time to us. We always try to get freedom. And I think this is the main story that what we should says in Leil Seder. You know, there are 15 steps. Kadesh, Orchatz, Karpas, Yachatz, and Magid, Matzah, and all that. Each step, it's step to freedom. You became less slave. Not formally, but really. You are less slave. Each step, less, until you became free person. And main mitzvah in Leil Seder, it's a mitzvah of telling the story about Pesach. It's interesting that all mitzvot in Leil Seder, all of them, it's derabanan. It's that Chazal said to us to do that, and only there are just 2 mitzvot from Torah, midoraita. One, it's to eat matzah, and second, to tell the story that we how we got out of Mitzrayim, not Egypt. Because Egypt, it's historical event. But we are in process of liberalization, no end, all the time. We learned what is freedom is, became more and more and more and more free. So, what does it mean to be free? It's that you can do everything that you want. This is real freedom? Of course not. Because freedom, it's ability to express your inner self in your life. That you build your life according what you are really. It's think about a child that he want to draw something. He's free to do what he wants, right? But he make a chaos. He doesn't build something. He doesn't create something. He doesn't express his inner world. Maybe it is his inner world. So his inner world is chaotic, and we don't understand. We have we not appreciate that. When we'll start appreciate, when he'll learn how to limit himself in order to express his inner world. And also the same with playing in guitar or any other instrument. You can play chaotically. It's nothing. You have no limitation. Yes, no limitation. So, but real music is when you limit yourself and you start to appear according some rules, some notes, like a seven. How is it note? Seven.
No, it's
Do re mi fa sol la si. What it is?
I don't know how to say it in English. Those are syllables. No, those are no.
The basic
seven pitches.
Seven
pitches.
Pitches?
Yeah, 7 pitches.
Pitches.
You know,
Yeah,
but they're called notes, like A note.
Notes.
Yeah, notes.
Notes. It's do re mi fa sol la si do si la sol fa mi re do.
Yeah.
Notes. So you, or according some rules, some ways, and then you can sing. So who is more free? The one that he make noises without, or make some in the guitar, on the piano, make drum 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 cacophonia, or somebody that he limit himself, but by this limitation he is able to express something. In a sense, it's like a paradoxical thing. And I want to tell you something that happened to how I understood that, how it happened to me. I was born in Russia, and I grew up there until age 21. And in Russia, everything is forbidden. It was time of communism, and inflation of Stalinism, and it was a terrible time, and always you have to keep your mouth, not to say something, and they used to say, your tongue is your enemy, and you can be killed only by your tongue. You never heard about communism in Russia? If somebody said something against of Stalin, they can kill him immediately. You never heard that? Yeah. Oh, Baruch Hashem that you didn't hear. Baruch Hashem. They killed millions of people of their own nation, Russians.
Stalin killed
Stalin.
more people than Hitler.
No.
You can look this
No,
up.
no.
This is fact. He killed more people than
No. It's mistake. It's not true. They both of them. They are butchers and they are murderers and they are terrible people. But Hitler killed about.
Hitler killed more Jews, but Stalin killed more people.
I'll tell you. Maybe I'm not sure, but I know that what I've heard, what I learned. Germans in the Second World War II, they killed about 55, 60 million people altogether.
Well, if you include like war,
Includes all people that they killed in those 6 years. How 65? Okay, 65. And Stalin, no, he didn't kill 65. He killed millions, but no, he didn't get even to. There are all kind of ways how to measure that, but general, he didn't. He didn't get to this honor place. But they were terrible people. And when I left Russia, I was drunk from freedom. You can say everything that you want, do everything you want. Nobody, of course, in frame of law, but general, you're absolutely free. And I was so free. I didn't want any obligation, anything that I must to do. Nothing. Freedom. That was my no keep promises. Nothing. I absolutely free. And one day, I have a friend that he says to me, I think you'll never get married. I say, why? He says, because you are slave of your freedom. And I suddenly understand that he is right. If you get married, you have to take in consideration what she says. You have to relate, to limit yourself, to be able, all kind of things, to be loyal, to be all kind of things. So it was very scary to get married because you're like in a prison. You have to limit yourself. You have to, but go back to Russia, to communism. No, I didn't want to do that. I had was claustrophobia, like a claustrophobia in mental way, like in like a psychological claustrophobia from any limitation. Yeah, and I understand that you're right. And I wanted to change myself. And I thought, how can I change? And I understood that I am really slave of my freedom. How I can get out of this slavery? Its ability to limit yourself. But why should I limit myself? If I limit to myself, okay, I decided that today I don't smoke. Today I don't eat apples. Today I don't. Okay, it's my decision. I have to be able to like to take how say that somebody will that I will like respect some authority, somebody external to me, somebody else that said to me something to do and I have to do. Because if it's my decision, it's not limitation. I decided that. I have to be able to obey. You understand why? It's logical what I say.
So then what's the difference between freedom and not freedom?
Yes, this is the freedom. It's when you are able to obey to something that's external to you.
Then what's not? It's the freedom to stay loyal. No?
Yes, it's freedom to stay loyal. This is paradox.
But then what would unfreedom be?
Unfreedom when it's something that it's you don't decide it. It's it's somebody put you in prison, and you
can't do anything you want. You can't do anything you need to do or have to do.
Or you are a slave of your instincts, what your desire, what you want. There is nothing that outside of you that you decided to obey, like to musical laws of music. I decided to obey to something external to me. Then I am free. So I thought, what can I do? Who can I? And in this time I went to Miluim in army, and in army we have very good relation between soldiers and officers. We not have any ranks and like, oh, you have that and that. We are call each other to private name, and we good friends, and we do all kind of things all of us the same we have the same motivation, so we are, until we don't want to do something that officer said we don't do that. It's like yes, this is an atmosphere in army, but it's not anarchy, because everybody wants to do something good. General, of course, there are all kind of people, but in good army, like in good troops, all of us, we are full of motivation, and we do not because some officer told you to do. But I decided to to do something that he will say. We had some officer that he was not so clever guy, he was. So I decided that I will do everything that he says. And one day we came to some place. He said, and we were very tired because all the night we were all our troop. We were very we were awake, and we came, and suddenly the big truck of all kind of equipment, heavy metal equipment came. And he said to us, oh, guys, can you took out from this truck all this equipment? We says, why? There are so many soldiers. They slept in this night. Tell them to do that, because we were very... He says, yes, but they just cook. They just awake, and you are already here. He was like a very, very stupid things. And they say, no, we don't do that. We don't. And I decide, no, I will do. And I say, yes, I will do. What do you say? What do you want to do? That? Okay. And I start work, this and that. And the other guys also participate, and they took part, and they also did. And after I came to him, what should I do else? And this kind of question in army, nobody ask. What should I do more? Because in army, always you have what to do something more. It's no end question. You always have to do something. And no, that's why nobody asks. If you need something to do, they'll tell you, but not you volunteer to come and say more, to do something more. But I ask, and he says, okay, good, do this, and this, and this, and that. I say, okay, yes, commander. I went, did that, he went sleep. This guy. After that I finished, I came to him, and it's coming. I woke him up. What should I do else? He says, else do this and this and that. I say, okay, commander. I went, did all that. Again came after another half an hour. He slept. I woke him up. What should I do else? More. And then he understood that something happened weird. And he says, do this and that. And after that, nothing to go sleep. Don't do anything. Why? I want to he says, no, that and that is the end. And in this way, I understood that I'm able to obey. You understand? All my time in army, when I was in army, I always was against of discipline, and I always make balagan there. I did all kind of things, but I did it in funny way, and that's why they didn't give me so many punishments. They gave, but it was a little. But the commanders, they also laughed, and they liked it what I did. And they always knew how not to do what they commandment to do. And here I decided, and that it was, for me, it was great thing. And then I understood that I am able to get married, that I am not slave of my freedom. I can win my freedom. And I think in a certain way, that's why we came to Egypt. We came to Egypt, it's Rav Kook says, it's not my idea. We came to Egypt in order to learn how to be able to do something that it's higher than you. It's not something, our mitzvot, that we make mitzvot, it's not something that you do because somebody, like a God, told you to do. We make mitzvot because we understand that God gave us them because they are our inner will. We don't know that. We don't aware about that. But all our mitzvot, it's not something external to us. Our mitzvot, it's what am I, but I'm not aware about that yet. I'll give you example. Why I am not stealing now? Because there are a lot of video cameras and they will see how I do that? No. Even if it will be, I am sure that there is no any camera, I won't steal. If I see here something, money on this table, I won't steal that. Why? Because if somebody will capture me, they will put me in jail or something, they have on punishment or something. No, not because of that. Why? Even if I am sure 100% that nobody will give me any punishment, if I'll steal, I won't steal. Why? Because HaKadosh Baruch Hu, He see me, He will give me punishment after my death, in hell. That's why I'm not stealing? No. It's not because Hashem will give me penalty. Why I'm not stealing? It's because it's not more, it's immoral.
You have morals,
But what does mean morality? What it is? Today morality is it's not to smoke grass, and tomorrow it's or yesterday it became already like moral. It became legal. Morality change every day. Who tell me why I'm not stealing?
You don't want us to.
I want. I don't want. Oh, give me a few billions dollars. I'll steal very quickly. I want. It's
Because you're free?
yes, because I'm free of stealing. No, but really, why? Because I understand that real me, my soul, myself in like who am I really, doesn't want to steal. My animal inside of me, my low way of living, want to steal. It's my desire. It's my yetzer hara, my neshama beimit. But my real self doesn't want to steal. How do I know that my real self doesn't want to steal? How do I know? It's because it's written in Torah. Because Hashem told me. You understand? It's not that Hashem tell me something like all kind of laws and I have to match myself to his will. No. This is my real will. This is my real self that don't want to steal. I just don't recognize him. I was grow up as an animal, more or less. Okay, but not animal, communist or something or the same. But and Torah knows, Hashem knows my real soul. So he tells me, you shouldn't eat pork. You shouldn't work on Shabbat. You shouldn't steal. But I don't feel all those things. Like, what's the problem to eat pork? It's tasty. Yes, but you're not recognized. You're not familiar with yourself. And Torah gives us like a like a make this meeting between me and myself. So it's not that you are like a slave of God. You were a slave of money, of society, of honor, I don't know, of all kinds of things, and now you are a slave of God. Okay, it's nice expression. It's written. It's true. But what does it mean that you're slave of God? So okay, it's better to be a slave of God than to be a slave of Pharaoh. Why? Because Pharaoh, he is crazy, and God good. He is good for us. No, not this idea. We slave of God. It means that we slave of our soul, of our infinity. I am as infinite doesn't want to work on Shabbat. It's not that sometimes, like in all kind of in circus, you say circus? Mm-hmm. In circus, They make like some dogs. They walk on two legs, and the bear drive by bicycle, like all kind of things. It's not his nature. It's against of his nature. People know how to make the bear to drive on bicycle, but it's not him really. It's okay. And mitzvot, it's not something that like a bear ride by bicycle. It's me, and I don't meet myself yet.
So you're talking about how to say variety, the poorness.
Again?
Okay, I want to give an example. When you take oil and you put it inside of water, what will happen?
Oil will be up.
So the real
Yes,
me
yes, yes.
is like oil. It's
Yes.
always there because Hashem give it to me and it will come up. Anyway, so it's not a decision I make. It's just the nature who gives me this.
Yes, but I choose if I want to live my upper nature or I want to live my animal nature. This is my decision. This is my freedom. And that's why I married today.
So it's the same when we make Aliyah. When we are a Jew, we come to Israel to live there, to have our Jewish life. It's like this very important decision.
Yes.
To listen to the inner voice of us.
Yes, but this inner voice can tell you, yes, take money, get married to non-Jewish woman. It's my inner voice. That's what I really want inside of me. No. We don't live something like that inside. We live our super inside.
Oh, okay. Much more deeper.
Much more deeper inside. That's that I'm not aware about that. And that's why Torah gives us. And that's what we celebrate on Pesach. We celebrate our freedom that not some event that happened many years ago. No, this is constant process that I all my life struggle for my freedom. I always get free. I make myself free all the time. It's like and then we can celebrate. It's like our festival. It's not that God gave us or that happened there, and that's why we say in Betziti me'eretz Mitzrayim. I get out of Egypt. That is written in Agdata Pesach. Betziti me'eretz Mitzrayim. I got out of Egypt, and that is a process that I do now. Okay, so that you should have a good festival, good holiday. חג שמח וכשר. חג שמח.